Hello and welcome to this video where I'm going to be talking about how to actually start a cleaning business. If you don't have any experience or if you've got very little either business experience or in the cleaning industry. So I'm going to run down exactly how much it's going to cost, the best way to go about it, and what worked for me. I ran a successful cleaning business 2 years ago, and which I eventually sold for 5 figures, and it grew. Within 3 months I was earning more than most people earn on a sort of average wage. So I'm going to touch on how to actually start up, the easiest way and also the cheapest way, and what worked well. 9 times out of 10 with businesses, the more you spend the more you earn. With a cleaning business, it's not the case. You can just do it smartly, and the good thing with cleaning businesses, they grow off referrals like you wouldn't believe. So if you get 10 customers that you pay for, or you advertise for, eventually they will refer you to, I had one customer that referred me to about 4 people in the end, which based on that, I actually grew the business quite rapidly because they refer as well. So if you do a good job and you're a hardworking person, the good thing is with cleaning companies, they're all rubbish. They all give a bad service, they're unreliable, and if you're good or even an average cleaner, you'll do very well. Customers will stick with you long term. So there's a lot to talk about, but I just want to talk about how to actually set up. So I did do a video step by step how to actually set up, but I just want to run down a few points with that. So first thing you want to do you need a registered company? No, you don't. But to register a company, it doesn't cost more. I think it's about 12 or 16 pound. You go on Companies House and just register a company. You put your details in and you literally just put in everything, and they send you an email with your company registration and your registered company. There are some tax implications with that. So you pay 20% profit, 20% tax on all your profit from there. So a lot of people start off without registering a company. They're just self-employed. So you just register self-employed on, just Google register self-employed in the UK, and it's very easy to do, and you just register self-employed. If you want to work off before you actually get a few customers, I think it's important to obviously get some customers. If you're trying to do residential, you can try self-employed, but if you're going for commercial, you need a registered company. So it's not essential, but you'll have to do it at some stage, especially if you start actually charging people because of tax implications. So if you need advice on that, do give me a shout as well in the comments. I'll be happy to help out. So once you've set up, what you want to do is get your first client. So what you essentially need, unless you're working very locally, you'll need your car, or you'll need some mode of transportation. I know cleaners that actually do it on a bike, and they literally just travel around on a bike and just have a little backpack with all their cleaning equipment. So I did do a video on what equipment you need. So I brought a clear box, Perspex box, and it had a lid on top, and I'd put various cleaning items in there. As I went along, I learned what I need, and pretty much every house I could clean with that box, unless there was a specific, I don't know, sort of stain that I couldn't remove and I had to buy, I don't know, crayon stain on metal. I would have to, buy a specific item for that. But I would obviously tell the client I'll be coming back next week to clean it, etc. So what you need and what you're likely to spend is in a video in the description. I'll link to that, and you can just have a look at what I used to clean every house. The cost of it probably would be in about £20, and it will probably last you, I don't know, you can generate a few £1,000 worth of revenue. You can probably clean for a few months with that. So you'll obviously need essential items with that. So dusters, cloths. What I'll do is I'll buy microfiber cloths, and I would use it to obviously just clean houses, take it home and wash it. I would never use the same cloth for a person's house, of course, because you don't want to be spreading germs and dust, and it's very hard to clean with dirty cloths. So that's my pet peeve, and I would always do that, and I would always stick with that. So once you've done that, the most important part is actually getting a customer or a client. So what I found very effective was 2 websites. One of them, most effective, was Gumtree. Now, Gumtree charge, I think, about £10 to £12 per advert. And if you go on Gumtree now, type in domestic cleaners and put in your area and then search. See how many come up. Now, you'd obviously see the advert does cost, and if you see people advertising on there, chances are that there'll be people buying. A lot of times customers, believe it or not, will use a cleaner non-stop throughout their years. It doesn't cost that much. 20, 30, 40 pounds, you can get your, one bedroom flat cleaned for 2 hours. It's only going to cost you that, and it saves you cleaning. So a lot of people just book that in. They'll spend £30 to get a clean house, and they don't have to do it. They save a lot of time, especially when they're busy nowadays. So they used probably most of those cleaners on there, and they're looking for new cleaners. They're not happy with those service. Eventually the relationships go sour. So if you're the new kid on the block, chances are you'll get some sort of custom on there. Now have a look at the adverts as well on Gumtree. See what they're charging. A lot of companies, I find, if you declare what you're charging as an hourly rate, £10, start at £10. If you're desperate, start at £8. Get your first customer and start to clean for them. If everyone else is charging £12 to £15, then chances are you're going to get some customers from there. So you'll eventually work your price up. I was at a stage where I was charging £70 an hour. I'll obviously be happy to explain how and why I charge that, because I moved from an hourly rate to a fixed fee model, which is I would go to your 4-bedroom house and I would say, look, we'll have this cleaned once a week and it will cost you £240, which worked out to be, 36, £60 an hour, and that sort of range. And people are just happy to pay it because they're kind of paying that anyway. So if you can get in there, do it quick, do a good job, you've got that contract there. And that's what made my business valuable, because I could sell that contract. It's worth, it's not worth £60 a month, it's worth 240, and the customer's happy to pay it. So that's what you're going to essentially need. Now Gumtree, I had one advert that I put out that actually generated me 28 customers. A lot of them didn't actually come through. They were trying to get a cheap deal, but I probably got about 20 customers. So that actually started my business from just one advert, and I think it cost me probably £10 or £12, and it's worth the investment. So far we're at about £30. Now I've made videos on the past on cleaning businesses, and a lot of people have said to me, Cads, I've put out a Gumtree ad and no one's replied. The issue is you're not writing a good advert, you're not declaring your price and your availability. So you need to say, I can clean on evenings and weekends, or I can clean Monday to Friday while my kids are at school, or you can put in some details about your pricing. Now, an hourly rate is what people want to see. When I look for a cleaner myself, I wanted to see what your hourly rate is charging. People aren't going to message you, people aren't going to email you or call you if you don't actually put the price there. I tested this model. I tried to put no pricing and I got a really bad response. And it just needs to be detailed. It needs to talk about what you do. Don't give all blase. Just talk about, look, we use eco. People want to know if you use eco-friendly products, if you're pet friendly, if you're reliable, do you have the right insurance? Just put those details in there, and just put the hourly rate. If you need help writing an advert, I can knock one up in about 15 minutes and I'll just email it across to you. That's no problem at all. But just let me know if you need any help. The business is beautiful. It's fantastic hard work, but it does reap its rewards, and it's not an industry where there's a lot of people doing it actually, and not a lot of people are doing it well. If you do it average, if you even do half the job I done, you do very well. So cutting that short, do you need insurance? Yes, 100% you need insurance. The insurance you need is called public liability insurance, and it's not that expensive. You probably could get a package for about £120 per year, so it's about £12. So it's 1 hour of work, and you do need that. If you want to be a bit risky for your first 2 or 3 clients, don't pick it up. But if you break something, if you break their, a marble sort of kitchen, or their worktop, granite worktop, and you somehow smash it, that's a 3-4 grand cost. If you've got insurance, that's very, very, very well, it's not a big deal. But chances, I touch wood, I never broke anything valuable, but just having that insurance was perfect. If you would go on to hire employees, you will need employee liability insurance, which is slightly more expensive. So the public one covers not yourself, but it covers the public and all their valuables. There are specific cleaning company insurance policies. So just Google um, public liability insurance for cleaning businesses. Very easy to do. You can do it all online as well. So with that, that's pretty much it. Now, if you want to sort of expand, I mean, I'm just touching on starting up. I use bark.com. Now, I would recommend bark.com, depending on what area you're in. Now, Bark works slightly differently. It's bark.com, like a dog barks. What you do is you buy credits, and essentially you people put in their leads online, and they say, look, I'm looking for a cleaner. I've got a 2-bedroom house, and I'm looking for a cleaner on Wednesday. That lead will get sent to you free of charge. It won't give any details, no name. You can spend about £4 to £5, I think it is, to contact that person. So you can just say, um, you know, I'm a cleaner, I charge £10, and it usually says to the customer what they're looking to pay as well. So if everyone else is charging £12, you can say, look, I'm charging £10, I'm available next week, and I can come down and meet with you if you need to. So starting off, another bit of advice, just obviously to go back on bark.com, putting in £100 on there. I tested it. I remember the first customer I got from it. So I put in £100 credit, and I thought to myself, okay, cool, let's see if it works. To be honest, I didn't think it was going to work. I spent all the credits. I emailed everyone on there, and literally, I think a few of them got back to me. It's quite, you have to kind of spend. So I spent £100, and the customer I got was probably one of my longer standing customers, and probably one of my favorite customers actually. And they ended up giving me a return of about £40 per week, and it cost me £100, let's say, but it cost me £5 to contact them, but it was giving me a real good return. So the reason I put the £100 mark in there and what I would advise to spend, is because you want to just blast out emails to everyone, or give them a text or a call, and then see if they respond on there. Chances are, from what I'm seeing now, there's more customers than actual cleaners, so it's very easy to actually win business on there nowadays. When I started using it, it wasn't as good. So using it now, you get a better return for your money. So you want to spend £100. You can use that afterwards, after you've got cleaners from customers from Gumtree. So definitely use Gumtree 100%. First off, so the cost is going to be about £30, £40 to set up, and believe it or not, you've got nothing to lose. Keep the advert on Gumtree, so 30 days later, the title is obviously going to be important. So reliable cleaner, charging £10, domestic cleaner is what people look for. Try that. If it doesn't work, obviously get in contact with me. I'll have a look in your area. I can sort of work out why your area is suffering, or it's a hard area, or there's not much customers. Chances are you might have to just advertise in a town nearby and then work from there. Once you eventually build up, I mean, this is a few months down the line, you want to put an advert out and try and hire cleaners. You want to give them training. You want to move on from there, and then you can concentrate on just growing the business and just monitoring everything. And I'll be happy to give advice on that. You'll eventually hire a supervisor who will manage the other cleaners as well. So it's a pretty good process in terms of what you'll be looking at, and it's pretty hands off. And at that stage, you can sell the business for X amount, or you can just continue bringing in passive income from it. There's obviously a bit of work to do, but if you grow it to a very profitable model, chances are you're going to be doing very well, and you can have people run it for you. In different sectors, so you can even have a finance person eventually, and then hire a sales team, and then they'll win contracts for you. So it does grow quite quickly. It's one of the easiest businesses and the cheapest businesses to start, and also one of the most profitable. So I just to give you a bit of an understanding of how much you could potentially earn, I was earning at some stages £250 to £300 per day, and that wasn't just a one-off. That was pretty much every day I was earning that money, and it was costing me just a bit of petrol and a few cleaning supplies, which would cost me about £30 per week. So you can literally make £1,000 per week very easily, and it wouldn't be you wouldn't be a superstar. You just have a good process and you know how to get customers. And just going back to the sort of two more points is, um, it's a bit of a long video, I do apologize, but I'm trying to just get, there's so much to talk about because I've obviously been there and done that. What you want to do as well when you get in contact with a customer and they're interested, you can either go and clean. Sometimes I would go and clean, if they say, look, can you come tomorrow at 9 a.m? Yeah, sure, I can. And you'd go and clean there. If they want to book next week, I would advise go and meet them first of all, because sometimes some people want a 2 hour clean and their house is in a really bad state. So you want to just manage their expectations and ask them what they really want to see from your clean. Like, what's important to you? I used to say that all the time. What is important to you? And some people would say, oh, look, the banisters don't get cleaned as well. Every cleaner I've had in always misses the banisters and the stairs. So I knew that when I went and cleaned. So if I missed that, that's very important to them. They go and check that. I had one customer that said, look, I know a good cleaner when they clean my blinds. So just asking those questions before can save you a lot, and you really stand out because they might have had 4 cleaners in the last few months and they've missed the blinds, they've missed the banisters, but you come in and you've asked that question. Also, another thing I avoid, and I always have avoided, unless the person was elderly, I never done the dishes, because one of the customers, when I was very inexperienced, I done their dishes and it took me probably 40 minutes and it was a 3 hour clean. So I had to rush everything else and I couldn't give a good service. So I usually just mention that I don't do laundry because of, I don't know how. And also you could damage, a £200 dress, and there's a lot to it. But I'll be happy to hang more laundry out. That's no problem at all. So if you are a hardworking person, um, you do want to make money, the cleaning business is so flexible. You can have 2 customers per week. I remember when I sold the business, I kept 2 customers. Just because I wanted to go see them and just wanted to just clean their house. One was an elderly couple and one I got on well with. So you literally get known in the area as well. I would walk down the local high street and people would say, you're the guy with a cleaning business. I was like, how do they know me? So it's very interesting to do, and it's very interesting to know. And it's a business that will never die, and it's totally recession proof. So it's probably the best business out there that you can start up on a very low budget. So if you have any questions, if you are looking to start up, do let me know. I'll be happy to assist. Just leave a comment below. Take care.